It's been a very busy morning. We've been doing a lot of healing work today. Okay, dear ones, before we start, it's very important to ground, because grounding not only brings you into the room, it keeps you there as well, keeps you in your body, so you can hear what's being said and let it come into your body and do the transformations that are necessary. So, imagine, as I've always done, a crystalline grounding cord coming up from the center of the earth, as wide as the room that you're in, going all the way into the sun. And as it does that, anything that is not at the high vibration level that this grounding cord is at will just be either sucked into the sun or sucked down to the earth. And that means anything in the room, anything in your body, anything in your mind, anything around you. So, and now let's bring in the white Christed light. So you're going to be running this white Christed light through your body and through this grounding cord. And that, since the grounding cord is crystalline, every time this grounding cord connects to the white Christed light, the vibration becomes a lot higher. There's a synergistic thing, so instead of just having energy, it becomes multiplied and it becomes even more powerful in you, around you, and with anyone else in the room. So that means that David, who's sitting over here and not upstairs as he normally is getting this blast of energy that he probably didn't expect to get. But we all really appreciate his being here and doing this. Okay, so what am I going to talk about today? I think it's very important at this point. I could answer some questions, but I think at this point I would prefer doing something else. We are all facing all kinds of climate crises. Everybody on the East Coast is freaked out about this hurricane that's coming straight at the Carolinas. And of course, California is absolutely overwhelmed with fire. And, you know, there's all this talk about how the weather is more severe because of the climate change and more dangerous, and living here is going to be much harder all the way around. And we know that, dear ones. This is part of what is happening because people are trying to live with their heads in the sand and not realizing the damage they're doing. Okay, so we know all of that. So at this point, one of the things that I wish to do today, because we have so much critical problem areas in California particularly, and really all the way up the West Coast, going all the way into Canada and Alaska. There are all kinds of fires. There's all kinds of fire danger. Then we have that hurricane. We have a lopsided effect. The East Coast is going to get way too much water, and California really needs that water. That's way too much over there. So how come it doesn't come over here? So one of the things that I would like to do is I would like us to ground into the earth. And what I mean by that is that we are going to ask the weather, the heat, and the dryness to go into the earth and calm down. So this sounds strange, but instead of drying out the earth, it's going into the earth and being absorbed. So I'd like you all to imagine that all of these dry, hot, non-humid places are all, the weather is the sun beating down, the heat, the dryness, all being sucked into the earth where it dissipates. And in its place, we have moisture. In other words, what we are doing is in some way recreating the weather patterns. You know, all of those people in the Carolinas are preparing, bracing for a huge storm. So we can ask that there be a barrier put up to send that storm back out to sea and go back into the ocean and all the way up toward the north. And as it does, it gets cooler and calmer. And in the same way here, let's ask that some of the water that is being dumped there start coming here, even if it has to go all the way around the planet. Let's start bringing, let's ask the weather gods to bring water into every part of California. Yes, California is a desert. Yes, California doesn't usually get rain. So what? Weather patterns are changing. It's time for California to get a new weather pattern, one that allows for rain to come across the Pacific. And and this is interesting too, because excuse me, there are barriers to weather coming, to rain coming to California. A lot of it is because people wish to have the sunny days. Well, we know that sunny days are fine, but there has to be a balance, sun and rain, healing and absorbing. The plants need the rain, the plants need the sun. The humans need the rain, the humans need the sun. The humans don't want the rain because it interferes with some of their other plans, but the fact is, we need them. And so there's a barrier out in the Pacific, and this barrier says, oh, we don't intend to let any water go to California yet. And so I'd like us to just imagine that barrier dropping down, 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 through the earth and down, and letting all these storms come west. They don't have to be huge storms, but they can be storms. For example, all of those typhoons and hurricanes that have been plaguing the Pacific, just imagine all of them sending water in this direction. Lots of water. So it's dumping on all of California. And when the weather isn't so boiling hot, they can calm things down. And the wind, calming. This is really important. I would like all of you to go inside yourselves right now and find your calming point. It might be in the center of your body, which the Buddhists call the hara, which is right around the belly button. It might be in your heart. It might be in your grounding cord. It doesn't matter where you find it, but I'd like you to go into that place and feel calmness. Feel it sliding into you from source. Feel it running through your body. Calmness. And why are we talking calmness? Because when you are calm, you can manifest more easily. When you are calm, you reflect calmness out into the rest of the world. When you are calm, everything becomes calm, including the fires, including the weather, including this hurricane. Wouldn't it be interesting to imagine the hurricane just disintegrating? All of a sudden, it stops. That would really confound everybody, but you know, it can be done. Because when you're in your calm center, you then can project out into the world not only that calmness, but you can project intent, focus, beingness. And I find this interesting because someone was asking about working on ascension. And part of working on ascension is working through your calm point. Because when you're in your calm point, all the nonsense and chatter that your mental body is doing, it's hard for it to get through. And if you avoid or ignore or, put it quiet down, the mental body, being in your calm point, you can then focus out what is really important. You can focus out your intention, your intention for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your country, for your state, for your world, so you can make it larger, for your own growth, for your ascension, for all of these things that you wish to do. I did a talk some months back on patches, and I said, look at your energy field and see where your patches are. Those are the places where where your ascension is lagging. Well, when you're in your calm point, you can see it. You can peel them off more easily, and you can direct your energy. So right now, today, I have been focusing our energy on the earth, which desperately needs our energy. And I'm also going to say something else. I think it's very important that you realize you are not alone in this process of healing, of focus, of intention. And I would like you all to imagine that you are sending out beams of energy to all of the other light workers who are out there doing the same thing, and realizing that sooner or later you're going to start connecting with all of them, and they're all going to be working with you, and you're all going to feel connected together, involved together, working together. Okay, so I think that is all I need to say today. So from your calm place, let that white Christed light run. And anything that you would like to get rid of, let it be cleaned out of your energy field, down into through the grounding cord into the earth or into the cosmos. And bring in now a sense into your calm point, a sense of love and joy and connection with highest wisdom. Just feel that this moment. Okay, dear ones. Thank you.